Hello and welcome to Empyrion, Galactic Survival Reforged Eden, Custom Scenario 1.10. It's me, Winslow. Today, we're doing a not clickbait gold farm in Empyrion. I swear this is not clickbait. There is a legit way to get unlimited gold ore, which is a traditionally limited resource in Empyrion. So we're going to go ahead and do that. The first things first is you need to find a hot star system. Preferably a hot star system, because you need to find a lava planet. And I have one here nearby the starter areas that has a regular lava and 2 crusted lavas. Lava planets and hot planets in general have gold. Gold is needed for some of the CPU-related electronics, notably the optronics, matrices, and bridges. So we need those to be able to increase the CPU on our ship. So we have more components, more thrusters, better shields, better weapons, right? So you need gold. Gold is limited because it cannot be auto-mined. So you can't just put down an auto miner on a gold node, fill it with fuel cells, and come back a day or two later and you've got a couple thousand gold. So it's found in asteroids, but without regenerating POIs, they don't respawn. It's found on planets, but ore on planets doesn't respawn. And real quick, I'm flying into atmosphere with the status panel on because I'm checking the thrust to make sure that this crusted lava planet that I will have enough thrust to escape, and I do. So anyway, back to gold. When you get into a planet, you can check out on the map list after we make sure we're not going to get attacked here. Okay, we're high up enough. On the map, let's go to the map. And you see the meteorites, depletion in meteorites random. So this planet will randomly have some gold meteorites, but depletion means that once you have mined out all of the natural native resources on the planet, there will be meteorites that will spawn and crash into the planet that will replenish the ore or the resource. It doesn't quite replenish, it doesn't respawn the nodes, but you then have a meteorite that you can harvest. Crusted lava does not have depletion meteorites, so that is not what we're looking for. But regular lava does. So let's head over there. And now, hot systems and lava systems, one of the things that you can look at the info panel for the specific sector is it'll give you a clue as to what type of activity is in the sector. And this one has a high military presence. It has a lot of Xerax. It has a lot of Warlord. It has Polaris. And there are 2 pretty beefy Xerax ships here in orbit that I don't want to deal with. I don't want to deal with them yet. I skipped a bit of this entry here and I tried to get them to fight with the Polaris ships, but they would not fight with the Polaris. So we're just gonna get into planet here and take care of our business. Again, higher gravity planets, depending on your weight of your ship, it is smart to check your cargo thrust. That's the amount of thrust that you'll be able to generate lifting off of the gravity of the planet. You don't want to get stranded. Okay, this planet has depletion gold meteorites, along with promethium, zescosium, etc., magnesium. What I like to do is I like to set up specific farmed planets for specific meteorites, because you could deplete everything and then you'll have your meteorites spawn in, but you'll be like finding magnesium meteorites when you're looking for gold. So on this planet, I'm going to mine some of the other stuff, but I'm not going to deplete them, except for the gold. And in these heavily Xerax controlled sectors and planets, it's an excellent place to come to farm your reputation grind. As you attack and kill members of the Xerax faction, you will gain increased faction for almost everyone else. And there's so many here, there's so many ground troops, that it doesn't have a difference between if you blow up a gunship versus you shoot a trooper. So before we land and get out of the ship, it is very important to make sure that you clear your landing site on these heavily Xerax presence planets. Even when you're not in their territory, they're all over the planet, especially like barren metal, lava, any of the planets that Xerax might be doing a survey on or that have good resources. So when we land, one thing I'm going to do is I got to change my suit out. One insulation boost in a medium armor suit. I also have a multi-boost on there. But that is enough to not immediately die when you leave your ship on a lava planet, depending on where you park. Do not park on lava. It is considered liquid. It will flow into your ship. It won't damage your ship, but it will flow into your ship. It will be hot in your ship. And if you touch it, you will take a lot of damage. You'll take a lot of heat damage. Do not fly your ship into lava. Especially if you're in a hover vessel, you can fly over lava. But if you're in a small vessel, don't fly into it. Don't fly into the lava. So then I am going to remember that I need to turn on my jetpack so I don't jump off my ship. And I've got my little astral cube parked on top. When undocking, your shields will not be ready. So it's important to make sure before you do much or travel a distance that you wait for your shields, because you are vulnerable. And once your shields are charged and up, then you can start mining. And we are just going to mine out this gold. I'm going to speed it up a little bit for mining today because there's a lot of mining today. And we are just mining out this. There's one large node on this planet, I believe, and then 8 mediums for gold. The ship is great because it's got 10 lasers. Makes for really quick work of mining. And this might be the last mining adventure I record for a while, until we get into the ice and rich asteroid mining. Because I'm at the point in Empyrion where I'm needing bigger ships. I'm probably going to go and make a space station, and that is a lot of resource gathering, and I can only tolerate filming, recording, and editing so much resource gathering. It's really not that interesting. It's an important part of the game, don't get me wrong, but it takes a really long time. I think my total record time for this session was like 4 hours of mining that I'm condensing down into probably about 30 minutes when it's all said and done. So, okay, node is done. We're landing. We're going on to the next target. Let's see how much I got. Boom. That's pretty good. That's more than most nodes because it was a large node. But that's a pretty good start for the day, I'll say. I'm just going to dump the rest of the items that were all the stone and sulfur and graphite and salt because I have no use for them currently. I have more than enough stone at base when I'm going to be building a bunker or a space station out of concrete. I don't need anything else. And then I very carefully and quickly get myself back into my ship. I have the ramps extended here and they catch me as I'm going in because literally on this planet floor is lava. So I would prefer not to touch it. Now the ground won't actually hurt me, but minimizing your time outside of your ship and these planets is key to your survival. There's a lot of ground troops, like a lot. They're really doing numbers for I want my pirate rep to get neutral. I need to get up to 12,000. Because pirates sell you cheap ammunition, which is super helpful when you are out and about fighting stuff, to be able to go to a pirate station and restock rather than spending time crafting ammo. Now I am going to get, I do have the Zascosium and Erestrum auto miners, but while I'm here, I am going to I'm going to mine out a Zask node. Because I do need, for a ship that I'm planning on building, I do need about 4,000 to 5,000 ingots of each. And that's mostly just because of thrusters. It is a carrier vessel that I have designed that had pretty decent response on the Steam Workshop. And I will be showcasing that next time, but this is preparing for that. So I've got it mostly taken care of. I just need to get the last computers and CPU processors and the last little bitty bit of Zascosum and Erestrum. So like before, I'm going to get in there. I'm going to speed it up because mining these out does take several minutes and I don't want to edit it out, but I do want to speed it up. So zoom. As far as the materials that I'm using for all of that stuff, Zascosium is typically found in hot systems and on barren metal planets. Erestrum is typically found on cold systems and barren metal planets, as well as alien planets and crystalline moons. So hot for Zask, cold for Erestrum. Gold can be found everywhere. Silver is typically found on barren moons and can be in any system. Is also on toxic and methane moons, which are typically around gas giants. Tungsten can be found on temperate planets. Aluminum on sandy moons. And platinum is found on, I want to say, midnight planets can have platinum. I know plasma planets can have platinum. And special encounter asteroid fields can have platinum. The special encounter situations will be marked on the map with the alien POI color, the pink color. But that will be the entire like zone, the entire asteroid field. You may have seen on your maps that like a Xerax controlled asteroid field is red, or Polaris is orange, Pirate is yellow. Well, the alien is pink, and in those you will see some legacy ships. They're the non-faction legacy ships, so they're not part of the legacy faction, but they are legacy alien ships, and those typically are then protecting those asteroid resources. You can get sneaky, and they will not you will not draw aggro on them if you do not get within render distance of them. But depending on the asteroids you're going after, they might spawn some drones to come after you, some small ships, the little symbiote ships. I'm pretty excited to show you all of that in the future, but we are still ways off from that. I am genuinely impressed with this Sunat, with how it has turned out as far as its combat capabilities. I did swap out some of the guns. I moved the artillery cannons on the front. I reoriented them. And I have meteorite that is spawning, so now I'm trying to find it on the planet. But I also put the colonist weapons on it. I put some bolter turrets on the nacelles, and I put missile turrets underneath the bridge. And which, remember, the bridge on this is on the back. And those are great for taking out ground troops, because remember, the colonist light missile turrets will fire on planet, and most commonly the missile turrets, all of the other missile turrets, will not fire in atmosphere. They will only fire in space. We have a gold meteorite here, and it's right next to the drone base, which might be a huge bummer. But it appears to be... Is it still crashing into the ground, or is it just stuck there? I wonder. And there were an absolute pile of ground troops here. Luckily, we are far enough away from the drone base with the atmospheric density for it to be able to target us. So we are good, but that was a pile of rep. I even think it rolled over to friendly with the Brotherhood of Far, which I haven't even discovered yet. So, perfect. Okay, so ground troops are taken care of, and this meteorite is sticking up in the sky. It is a marvel of science. That meteorites are a nice and efficient way to replenish resources that are rare. You can do it on any planet that has depletion meteorites. You can mine out all of the nodes, and then periodically depletion meteorites will spawn. They last for, I don't know, several hours on multiplayer. Screenshot. And when you mine this out, a new one will spawn. I think the interval is every, I want to say 5 or 10 minutes, but I'm not sure. You could spend an entire day on this planet chasing down meteorites and filling up your cargo hold with your precious, precious ores. Makes me wonder if the midnight or plasma planets have depletion platinum meteorites. That would be interesting to test. But that, as is tradition, is a problem for future us. And I think we're done with this planet for right now. I'm going to do one last little chore where I am going back to the crystalline moon. And we're going to get some Erestrum. Now that I have laser drills, I should be able to get through the undrillable layer. Some things that I'm super excited for that I saw the trailer for 2.0, Reforged Eden 2.0 coming out. There's gas vents on this planet, and one thing that they are implementing in the new update, the next big update, is geothermal power. They're also adding in wind power, so you will have planet side will have wind turbines and geothermal power to kind of help offset and fix a lot of the planet side power issues, because let me tell you, planet side power is awful. My base that I have that is 80% daytime still is not able to charge batteries with 24 advanced solar panels because it's always cloudy. The weather ultimately is the limiting factor on that planet because it is cloudy and foggy all day long. So my solar panels only get 1 bar of efficiency most days. And because I've always got something crafting, it's not even able to charge batteries 1%. So planet side power, I'm glad that someone's finally, that Vermilion and Revian are finally taking charge and fixing it, which is something Elion should have done a decade ago. But I digress. We've got Erestrum, and we were able to drill through the tough layer. We can come back if we need more. I'm fine depleting a moon. I made a tactical stealth rifle that has night vision scope on it. I'm kind of annoyed that it works at all times when you're changing lights, but it's kind of nice for parking, just to make sure that you're aligned properly, because it cuts through any atmospheric stuff. So, okay, so we are good to go home. And that was a pretty good haul. It was a few hours of work. Let's just total up here what we got. I say we got some gold. Almost, what is that? Almost 16,000 gold. That'll be about 3,500 ingots, which will last me a fair amount of time. And then should I need to get any more, I can just spend a day with meteorites. Oh, the Xerax want to come attack my base. Okay. Well, let's go see what they're going to bring our way before we close up for the day. See, only one. It's daytime, but it's cloudy and overcast, and my stupid expensive solar panels only at 1 star. Or 1 bar. And it somewhat matters about how they're oriented, which is why I lifted them up instead of having them flat, because they are actively facing the direction that the sun is going to be for most of the day. And they still just don't. I could, when I leave for the day to go out and about, I could turn off the power for the base and then they would still passively charge, but I keep forgetting to do that. So I mean, who knows? A bomber. Okay, well, I don't want to get blown up, so I'm going to go inside. And we're done. Okay, great. Perfect. Beautiful. Good day. Actually, a really good day. I'm going to wrap things up here. Thanks again for watching and all of your support. I do genuinely appreciate your time in watching these videos. And we'll just catch up next time with a new ship. Bye.